Good morning everyone, Lewis here with the tutorial making of the guitar cover I did for Bring Me The Horizon featuring Ed Sheeran, or Ed Sheeran featuring Bring Me The Horizon, Bring Me The Sheeran featuring Ed The Horizon. Anyway, Bad Habits. They presented on the Brit Awards, and I think a week or two later they released as a studio version. So for gear, I'm using my Solar a 2.6 TBR, which is actually tuned to drop D, but I believe in the original version they actually tuned it to drop B. And since I don't have a guitar available in drop B or anything close to that, I pitch shifted it with the Polycapo from the Helix Native, which I'm also using as my main source of tone. And for the rhythm tones, I tried to recreate Malia's tone with the Marshall, but I thought it sounded not at all close to what they did in the studio. So I tried something else. For the boost, I actually used the Compulsive Drive, which is based on the OCD pedal, which is the one he used as a boost. And I used the Archetype lead as my amp, with a Bogland Digital Bold and Beautiful, because it's the IR I use for everything. The amp, I think the Archetype, it's a little halfway between the Marshall and more high gain amps, such as maybe a Diesel or a Mesa or a 5150. Anyway, I think it got much closer to the tone for the song, yeah. And the boost, I'm boosting it a little bit more, especially tone-wise, than Malia uses, because I think the Polycapo, as with many other pitch shifting either pedals or software, they kind of take it away a little bit off the tone, so kind of one thing kind of compensates the other. First riff, which is kind of a bridge riff, because the actual first verse is just a sample of the original song, and nobody plays that. Even Ed Sheeran doesn't play that. So, and it goes like this. The bridge riff stays the same in the first and the second time they play it. The main variations come on the chorus. There are 3 choruses. First one plays like this. The second verse, actually, there's some guitar happening there. This is how it goes. The second bridge plays exactly the same as the first for the rhythm guitar. The second chorus ends up a little bit different, and this is when Malia puts on his metalcore Septarian hat, and then it shines a little bit more old school Bring Me The Horizon, mid-school Bring Me The Horizon vibes. Because, you know, gent. The third and last time they play the chorus. So the rest of the guitars, they're not really lead guitars because they're not really in the forefront of the mix. but there are a couple of overdubs that I want to show you right now. There is this sort of crunchy guitar it's kind of doing the intro riff, an adaptation of the intro riff in both of the bridges. And for that one, I'm actually using a similar setup from the rhythm guitar, except that I'm not boosting it. I removed the OCD, and I think I dialed down the lead a little bit, and I added a reverb outside the Helix Native because the pitch shifter took all the DSP available, and it sounds like this. When the second verse starts, where they're actually playing something, there's this little segue that's played. I played in the same tone from underlying bridge riff, and it's important to notice that for that one, it's important to use a guitar with a single coil, or in my case, I split the coil from the humbucker because it's a very Strat-like sound for that part, and it plays like this. Same notes for the verse and the bridge riff. And then it comes the heavy guitars together with it. There's a third riff in the bridge section that I use the same tone for the rhythm, except for that one I'm pretty sure I use the neck pickup. Plays like this. And that does it for the tutorial making of Bad Habits by Bring Me the Horizon featuring Ed Sheeran, or Ed Horizon featuring Bring Me the Sheeran. Thanks for checking it out. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm bringing guitar covers, bass covers, and tutorials and making offs. Give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. Again, share it with the Ed Sheeran fans so they figure out that this version is better than the original one. Thank you very much for watching, and to all, écoutez.